by your own community. So I can answer, like, if you take out own community, I mean, how do I handle having positions? So, well, I keep them a secret. I don't tell anybody because I don't want to be kicked out of any groups. No, what do you do? I think there's what I've tried to do on this podcast, because I have beliefs that, if stated with the flippancy, which I might say to Ben without the cameras, can be misinterpreted very, very easily. I actually don't think I hold any beliefs that are vile. Like, I have questions that people will be pissed about, but generally...
Well, neither does he, though. He's saying my beliefs are you can dislike me without being homophobic. But I'm scared that if I say that the community I'm in that is also full of gay people will ostracize me, judge me, think less of me, because they have benefits to that belief. There's to thinking, if anyone says anything mean about me, I can label them as homophobic is quite a power.
Also, maybe they're right. Let's just, maybe if anyone says anything bad, that means they hate gay people. That's possible. We can explore that. So what do you do? I think one thing that you can try to do is ask questions. And again, show the weakness of a worldview without attacking it. One good way is to just ask questions. Well, is it possible that somebody could not hate gay people but disagree with that, or they must disapprove of gay people? They go, no, they have to. Okay, what if a gay person thought that? Would that mean that they were self-loathing?
You start with the, like, is it possible? But then oftentimes people will be like,
you have to.
No, it's not. That'd be impossible. So it is helpful to guide them to the holes in the argument more directly.
Yes. And one thing that you can often lean on is, if you know these people personally, let's say your tight community, is that you have built up a reputation with them of not being a vile monster. And so in the same way, funny enough, that in a family community, the gay person can be ostracized. Like, hopefully the family ties make them realize that their bigotedness against gay people should not apply to their son or daughter.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And it changes people's homophobia.
So 1, be a good person. 2, ask a lot of questions about it. 3, don't set out to change minds or destroy people. I think genuinely coming in with there's so many questions to ask, which is like, why do they believe this? Can you help me understand? Because I don't get it. Because to me, I'll be honest, this is what you can say. Like, that belief seems to me like out there. So help me understand why you believe it. And if you mean that sincerely, you're going to get some good information back. You'll also learn a lot about psychology. They'll be more likely to open up to you. But yeah, I guess questions are what I keep coming back to as the way to do it. And I think if I look at this podcast, where I probably said some shit that I'm going to regret, hopefully I phrased it.
I think to each their own is also a decent argument in terms of, like, you don't even have to change their mind, right? I was convinced that everybody should quit their job and start a business. And I told all my friends, I lived in a community of investment banking, finance people. I was like, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move to Brazil and I'm going to start Charisma on Command. And they were like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And every single person was like, that is the stupidest plan I've ever heard. And I was like, all right. But they still were cool being friends. Like, they didn't agree with me. I didn't agree with them. No minds were changed. But I wasn't ostracized. They're just like, Ben is an idiot when it comes to entrepreneurship or quitting his job. Like, this, whatever this wealth creation strategy is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but still a fun guy.
And I guess what I would say is this community thing is, there's obviously subdivisions within the gay community. And there are people that, maybe think that, but when confronted with an individual who disagrees with them, don't really stand behind that belief as much. Like, oh, well, you're still cool, I guess. But you know what I mean? So there's, I would guess, a small number of people who are going to write you off absolutely and completely for your beliefs. There's a larger group that would say they would write you off, but wouldn't actually really if they were confronted with your humanity.
And they wouldn't
some
have
who
been the
would
first
agree
to
with
say
you.
it, but they'll be the second person that says it.
Yeah, that's the other nice thing that I've found via this podcast. And I think Jordan Peterson tapped into this with his initial speaking up about an issue that was very quiet, is that there's often a silent large group of people whenever there's a strong cultural force happening. And as soon as somebody speaks up, they get rallied behind. Now, they will also get the
tomatoes thrown at them.
Tomatoes thrown. But you'll have a community that's big enough. That's the other thing. Not every person's going to like you. Not every gay person's going to like you. You're going to do fine. There's going to be some gay people out there that 20, 30 of them, your good crew who's going to be...
They'll disagree with your friend or they'll agree.
Yeah, and they'll be cool. This is the other thing that I've tried to do, and
You
Ben
can-
mentioned, is like, get the hell off of Twitter, because your community is not who interacts with you on Twitter. It is the people who know you and speak with you and come to barbecues and hang out, and their opinion is infinitely more important than a Twitter mob. So like, really consider what you mean when you say community, because it's not everybody who attends the gay pride parade. It's like the people, gay and otherwise, who come to your birthday. So yeah. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.